everybody, it is Julie. Welcome back to Pages and Pens. Today I am here with the beginning of my October vlog style wrap up. I'm going to make this intro really short because I plan on reading a ton in October and I will be doing vlog style wrap ups for everything. I will also be participating in Spookathon. That will have its own weekly vlog. So the books for that particular week will be its own vlog, and then the rest of this will be the rest of my October reads, which I do have themed loosely to still be spooky. I do have this up on the tripod because I'm filming an intro to something else right now, so I figured I would go over the first book that I finished because I already finished a book. I finished Riley Sager's Final Girls, which is the Java and the Librarians book of the month. We've already had the live show by the time this goes up, so I will just link that up above if you want to see what everybody had to say about this book. I was nervous about this because it's a thriller about girls that have survived mass murders. So that, like, there's been massacres and these girls, 3 women, are the only ones who have made it out alive from these particular crime scenes. That sounds scary, and to me, I don't do scary, so I was really nervous about this. I did get this from the library. It does have to go back soon, so I read this early. It's the first of the month, and I started this yesterday and finished it really super quick. This was so good. It's definitely one of those ones that keeps you guessing all the way through. There's times where you're like, I think I have a feeling here, something doesn't quite add up, but it's never quite what you think it is. Every now and then I was like, nope, something's off here. Nope, don't trust this person. Nah, not sure about this. And then you kind of wait to see how it all plays together and comes together. And it really was well done. Do I think it's some kind of like thriller masterpiece? No. Was it still a really cool, fun read? Yes. It's definitely October, like Halloween-y vibed. If you were nervous about this being too scary, I really didn't think it was. It does cover these massacres, so there are some details about the murders and killings that can get graphic, but none of them felt like terrifying to me. I don't think I'm gonna end up with nightmares. I literally finished this like 20 minutes ago and ran into a problem where with like only a couple pages left, the pages just stopped being pigmented. Like you couldn't read the text and I had to have people send me screenshots of the book on Instagram. It was insane. Gut reaction, just having finished it, I'd say probably 4 stars. I feel like it really takes a good thriller for me to enjoy it, which automatically kind of elevates it in my eyes because it's just not something I reach for normally. So I'm gonna go ahead and say a solid 4 stars. I'll review this on Goodreads, I am certain, before this goes up. But I really enjoyed this and I'm really looking forward to talking about this with the buddy read group because I know a lot of people were reaching for this one in the month of October. Granted, I'm reading it very early in October, so I might need a refresher, but I really did enjoy that one. The next clips that you will see from me will just be like handheld vlog style as I go through the month of October and read. Again, there will be a week there missing where I will not be updating here. I'll be updating in that one, so I'll just link it in a card if you want to know what I read for that week. It's the 3rd, and I finished another book, y'all. I finished The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, and I think I gave it 3.5 stars. And like a lot of the other reviews that I saw after I did my own, I loved the characters. I really loved Monty and Percy. I love Felicia. I love Felicity. Not Felicia. Bye, Felicia. It's Felicity. And I love the characters, but the plot was like not, it didn't interest me. This quest, voyage, journey that they took and all the places they saw. I'm sure a lot of research went into all of that, but I just don't care. I want the characters, and I think the characters in a different plot or with a different storyline would have been some of my favorite of all time, but as it was, didn't really care. I really liked Felicity as a character. I loved Monty and Percy as a character, but didn't love the story. So character-wise, 5 stars. Plot-wise, 2 stars. They meet in the middle and they're like a 3.5. So that's what I'm giving this guy, but it is gorgeous. I will be keeping it on my shelf because this is the exclusive Owl Crate one. I love it, and it really was cute, so I'm not mad I read it. I just didn't love the heck out of it. On to the next book. I look familiar because I actually just got and read a book all in a couple of hours. So I read a middle grade book called Flower Moon. I signed up for NetGalley and I don't really read on my Nook, but I figured I would give it a try so I could maybe get some cool books early and use my Nook more. And it was like a full-size book. It wasn't like a kid's book. It was a middle grade that was still full length. It was actually kind of cute. I gave it 3 stars and it was about twins, Tempest and Tally, who are going to stay with their pa Charlie, grandfather, at a traveling family carnival for the summer, and weird things are going on between them. They are mirror twins, which means they're like opposites, and there's a lot of magical realism going on in the book. There's like a first love kind of thing going on, and just a relationship between these sisters. There's like this family curse. So the girls are trying to figure out if they can avoid that curse, because they're starting to grow apart, starting to kind of form their own identities. They're just about to turn 13, and they're just kind of fighting to find their own way. There were definitely some parts of the plot that I thought could have been developed a little bit better, a little bit more. Some things that I didn't think were as necessary to the development of the story, but overall it was a really, really cute, really quick read. Alright guys, it's dark, but I wanted to update you because I did finish a book on my way up to the Poconos, which is where I am now. I finished Nights of Cake and Puppets? Puppets and Cake. Cake and Puppets by Laini Taylor, which is the novella about Zeus and Mick, and it was so cute that I had to avoid trying to cry in the car because it's adorable. It was so, so, so sweet. I've already loved Zeus and Mick from the original Daughter Smoke and Bone trilogy, but seeing into how their relationship started was so cute. Like, it was really adorable. If you have read the Daughter Smoke and Bone trilogy and you're interested in more Zeus and Mick, because who isn't, then I definitely suggest giving it a read. I will say the audiobook is heavily accented. They are in like Prague. 4 stars. 2 books, one of which is my Throwback Thursday, so you guys can get all of my thoughts in my Throwback Thursday video, but by now that's already gone up, so I'll just let you know this was a 3-star read, went down from a 5-star read upon reread, and I did not end up loving this, which super, super bums me out, but that's the way that things go when you reread. I just did not connect with the characters the same way that I did the first time I read it. I knew that was going to be a risk I was taking, so it was an alright, fine read, but nothing that I ended up loving, so bummer on that one. Also finished Radiant Shadows by Melissa Marr. This is the 4th of the Wicked series, Wicked Lovely series. I loved this one. I ended up giving this one 4 stars. This one follows Annie and Devlin and the Hounds and the Dark Court. It's not following Ash and Keenan, which the rest have kind of been focused on, and they were really starting to annoy me. So Keenan and Ash are not in this one, like, at all. So I really, really liked this one. There's also more world building in terms of like the big war, the big fight that's coming up, and I just really loved Annie and Devlin. So this one was a much better read for me than some of the other ones. That's my update. I'm back home, which means I can turn on my light. I probably don't want to because I got nothing on my face. But I'm going to, because I did finish a book on my drive home from the Poconos. I finished Doll Bones by Holly Black, which was a middle grade it was a middle grade ghost adventure book, I guess, about 3 friends and a dead girl who's inhabiting a China doll. It was creepy, but it was actually really cute too. Like, the kids' stories was adorable. They went on like an adventure, a quest, if you will, and they had changing friendships and kind of coming into their own and going out on this like massive journey. And I gave it 3 stars, but it was just like a meh, middle grade kind of spooky book. I'm telling you right now, I don't like killer ghost dolls. I'm not a fan of dolls that move on their own. I finished Christina Lauren's Roomies. This was an arc from NetGalley. Sorry, I'm getting comfortable. My back is like seizing up. A little bit nervous just because I read Dating You, Hating You. That was an arc that I got from Goodreads and I didn't love it. But Roomies was so cute. It's one of those fake relationship books, and I don't know why, but I always really enjoy those. This one is about Holland. Holland is our main character, and Holland ends up being obsessed with this street busker, who performs in like the subway station. She doesn't even need to take the subway to get to work, but she ends up going because she wants to see this guy, and he is just so dreamy. So turns out she gets a role in a show on Broadway. Unfortunately, he's here illegally without a visa anymore. He's from Ireland and he can't take the job because he's not legally here to work. So she marries him so he can stay in the country to work. Got to learn a ton about each other to like be able to pass all the tests. Meanwhile, they're living together and he's super hunky and she's super into him and has been like crushing on him for months while she like low-key stalked him. which is awkward, but it's diverse and it's sexually positive. It's just so steamy. Definitely a plus. Definitely check it out. It does not release until December 5th, I think, but my gosh, it was so good. Like, I really liked it. That was a win. That was a 4-star rating for me, just because I rarely give contemporaries without a little bit more merit 5 stars. So these girls are pretty horrible to each other. They're pretty horrible to the people around them. Perry's particularly horrible to her stepfather, who's kind of like the only somewhat decent adult in this book, but even he's pretty awful. Her mother's an alcoholic. They live in a trailer park kind of surrounded by skeezes. One in particular who's a pedophile who's got an interest in Perry, and it's just creepy. But there is a full-fledged rape scene in this book, and it is a woman raping a man, girl raping a boy. Listen, it's just bad. Rape is rape, and she raped this boy, so that's pretty horrific. And all around, I just didn't like the way the story was told. It jumps back and forth between Perry, baby girl, this guy Jamie, Jim, and Myra. You've got like all these POVs, and they're all pretty horrible people, and I feel like the story went nowhere. There was not a ton of like crazy buildup. You knew what was gonna pretty much happen for the most part. You knew everybody's secrets. You were just waiting for everybody else to understand the secrets. I tabbed this because in this there is the use of the word retard again, which you guys know I can't tolerate, and it's just becoming so disheartening for me and so heartbreaking to see it over and over again. This was a 2-star read. I absolutely loathed it. I don't recommend anybody read it. That's how I feel about this. So on to the next one. I'll see you in the next clip. I finished Born Wicked by Jessica Spotswood, and I did not love it. I know a ton of people who love this book. Looking at the cover and just reading it, I really thought it was a modern take on witches, and it's not. It's set back in the day where women still need corsets and chaperones to walk with men. I don't love that vibe. The end of it did pick up, but it took me 18 days to read this book. In the middle of that, I did have a readathon and I put it down. It should not have taken me that long to read this book. So I gave it 3 stars. I have the other 2 books already, so I'm probably going to just continue with the series. It is not a fave for me, so I'm hoping that the other 2 books kind of pick up a little bit. What are you gonna do? No makeup because I've just been reading a little bit. I finished my last book of October. It is October 30th. I'm gonna start another book, but I'm not gonna finish it this month. I am just gonna let you know about Holding Smoke, which I legitimately just finished. I have not put up a Goodreads review of it yet, but I'm leaning towards 3.5 stars for this. It's unlike anything else that I've read. It's about the juvenile correction system and kids that just kind of get like lost in the cracks, and it's super violent, but also interesting. The main character in this, John, has died in the past. He got brought back to life. Now he can astral project his body. He's also been accused of killing his teacher, which he staunchly says he did not do. Like, leaves his body while he's in prison. He meets a girl while he's astral projecting, and she can see him, which nobody else can, so he ends up talking to her, and relationships and plot progression and yada yada yada. It's like part mystery, part thriller. I don't know how you would classify this. It came together in the end. I think it came together really well, but at the same time, it was slow at different parts, and I'll probably leave it at 3 stars on Goodreads because I didn't love it enough for it to be a 4-star, but it was better than a 3. So that's where I'm at with it. But it was really cool. It was my first Elle Cosimano book, and I know a lot of people really, really love her writing. So last one of October. October went pretty well for me. I don't have a final wrap-up of the number of books that I read. I will put it here. It was what it was. I think that it was pretty successful considering the fact that I had a pretty good spookathon, which I will also link up above if you want to just see the books that I read for spookathon. In 18 days, I wrote 53,000 words. So if you're questioning your ability to do NaNoWriMo, trust me, you can. If I can do it, you can do it. I will not officially be participating in NaNoWriMo, but I will be writing on my own anyway every day. I'm still trying to find the balance between reading and writing, and with the readathons that I have going on in November, I don't know how much I'm going to get done. We'll see what November brings. I will catch up with you guys in my November vlog wrap-up to go over all of that, but I will also have probably individual vlog wrap-ups for Minimoji and for Contemporary-a-thon, so the wrap-up for November may not be the largest. We'll wait and see. That's it for this one though, so thank you for watching my October ramblings as I vlog style wrap up all of the books that I read this month. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up, click subscribe, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye guys.